If you would know who controls you, see who you may not criticize. Men are more ready to repay an injury than a benefit, because gratitude is a burden and revenge a pleasure. The more corrupt the state, the more numerous the laws. They have plundered the world, stripping naked the land in their hunger. They are driven by greed. If their enemy be rich, by ambition; if poor, they ravage, they slaughter, they seize by false pretense, and all of this they hail as the construction of empire. And when in their wake nothing remains but a desert, they call that peace. Viewed from a distance, everything is beautiful. To show resentment at a reproach is to acknowledge that one may have deserved it. The desire for safety stands against every great and noble enterprise. It is the rare fortune of these days that one may think what one likes and say what one thinks. Great empires are not maintained by timidity. Truth is confirmed by inspection and delay, falsehood by haste and uncertainty. It is a principle of nature to hate those whom you have injured. A bad peace is worse than war. Crime, once exposed, has no refuge but in audacity. Greater things are believed of those who are absent. Rarely will 2 or 3 tribes confer to repulse a common danger. Accordingly, they fight individually and are collectively conquered. Step by step, they were led to things which dispose to vice: the lounge, the bath, the elegant banquet. All this, in their ignorance, they called civilization, when it was but a part of their servitude. The majority merely disagreed with other people's proposals, and, as so often happens in these disasters, the best course always seemed the one for which it was now too late. Good turns are pleasing only insofar as they seem repayable. Much beyond that, we repay with hatred, not gratitude. Forbidden things have a secret charm. So, by slow degrees, the Britons were seduced by pleasant pastimes, until finally the gullible natives came to call their slavery culture. At length, they gradually deviated into a taste for those luxuries which stimulate to vice, porticos and baths, and the elegancies of the table, and this, from their inexperience, they termed politeness, whilst in reality it constituted a part of their slavery. The hatred of relatives is the most violent. But the more I reflect on events, recent and past, the more I am struck by the element of absurd in everything humans do. When a woman has lost her chastity, she will shrink from nothing. The worst crimes were dared by a few, willed by more, and tolerated by all. We have indeed left an impressive example of subservience. Just as Rome of old explored the limits of freedom, so have we plumbed the depths of slavery, robbed by informers even of the interchange of speech. We would have lost our memories as well as our tongues had it been as easy to forget as to be silent. That nothing is so weak and unstable as a reputation for power which is not based on one's own strength. In disturbed times, uncivilized communities trust and prefer leaders who take risks. To robbery, butchery, and rapine, they give the lying name of government. They create a desolation and call it peace. When men are full of envy, they disparage everything, whether it be good or bad. Be assured, those will be thy worst enemies, not to whom thou hast done evil, but who have done evil to thee. And those will be thy best friends, not to whom thou hast done good, but who have done good to thee. For indolence itself acquires a charm, and sloth, however odious at first, becomes at length engaging. Terror and dread alone are the weak bonds of attachment, which, once broken, they who cease to fear will begin to hate. Reason and riper years tempered his warmth, and from the study of wisdom he retained what is most difficult to compass: moderation. Of all things human, the most precarious and transitory is a reputation for power, which has no strong support of its own.